Hobgoblins. These tactically minded military goblinoids are nothing like the goblins and bugbears they drive before them in battle. They're natural soldiers, tough and disciplined. In today's video, I'm going to open up the monster manual and dive into some tips and tactics that you can use to bring your next hobgoblin encounter to life. What's up guys, it's Evan here from D4 Dungeon. Welcome to another Monster Monday. If this is your first time here and you want to learn more about how to level up your D&D experience and make the most out of your gaming time and dollars, then start now by hitting the bell so that you don't miss a thing. Hey guys, today I have a little bit of a physical description and general overview for the Hobgoblin for all you DMs out there. Hobgoblins have dark orange to reddish orange skin. Their hair ranges from a dark brown to a dark gray. Yellow or dark brown eyes peer out from beneath their beetly little brows, and their wide mouths sport sharp and yellow teeth. A male hobgoblin might have a large blue or red nose, which symbolizes fertility and power among the goblin kin. A hobgoblin measures virtue by physical strength and martial prowess, caring about nothing except the opportunity to demonstrate skill and cunning in battle. These creatures like to organize themselves into tribal bands known as legions. In their martial societies, every hobgoblin has a rank, from the powerful leaders and champions to the rank-and-file foot soldiers, to the goblins that find themselves driven in the front lines at spear point. The Monster Manual has several entries for hobgoblins, each one increasing in strength and combat ability. All goblins have the martial advantage feature, which I'll discuss a little bit more later. The Hobgoblin Captain is an extra tough hobgoblin with multi-attack and the leadership ability. In other respects, it fights as an ordinary hobgoblin. A Hobgoblin Warlord is everything that a Hobgoblin Captain is and more. It can shield bash, knock an enemy prone, and parry a melee blow. Now that you have a general idea of what a hobgoblin looks like and what it's capable of, I'd like to discuss the advantages so that you know them before you get into a fight. Hobgoblins like to band together and fight in disciplined groups. They like to train with a variety of weapons and have great skill at the crafting of arms, armor, siege weapons, and other military devices. Hobgoblins have a strong tactical mind and are disciplined, can carry out sophisticated battle plans under the direction of a strategically minded leader, and they also use wargs as steeds in the same way that goblins ride them. They also have the martial advantage feature, which means once per turn, the hobgoblin can deal an extra 7 or 2d6 damage to a creature it hits with a melee weapon attack if that creature is within 5 feet of an ally and that ally isn't incapacitated. The Hobgoblin Captain and the Hobgoblin Warlord have something called the leadership feature. This feature recharges after a short or a long rest and means that the hobgoblin can utter a special command or warning to any non-hostile creature that it can see within 30 feet whenever it makes an attack roll or a saving throw. That creature gets to add a d4 to its roll, provided it can hear and understand the hobgoblin. A creature can benefit from only one leadership die at a time, and this effect ends if the hobgoblin is incapacitated. The parry feature of the Hobgoblin Warlord allows it to add 3 to its armor class against one melee attack that would normally hit it. To do so, the hobgoblin must see the attacker and be wielding a melee weapon. Shield Bash, a melee attack, is +9 to hit with a reach of 5 feet on one creature. This does 5 or 1d4 plus 3 bludgeoning damage, and if the target is large or small, it must succeed on a DC 14 strength saving throw or be knocked prone. The disadvantages of the hobgoblin. As a melee-orientated creature, there really aren't that many. However, they do have an intense loathing of the elven race. This may cause them to make suboptimal combat decisions as they focus on destroying any elven opponents that they see. At this point, I want to get into hobgoblin combat and tactics. This is really going to help the DM break down what they should and shouldn't do in a combat situation with a group of hobgoblins going against your player characters. Hobgoblins like to band together in a fight. They like to make disciplined groups and attack at night. They maintain tight formations in order to enhance their melee damage with martial advantage, which I talked about a little bit earlier. Hobgoblins commanding goblin troops will stay behind the front lines and attack at range. They carefully move the troops into position, flanking the enemy if possible before launching their main assault. When 2 or more hobgoblins in a group of 4 to 6 are seriously wounded, reduced to around 4 hit points or fewer, these hobgoblins will disengage as an action, then retreat their full movement distance. The rest of their group follows suit over the next 1 to 2 rounds. Any Hobgoblin archers on the scene cover the retreat, starting the round after the retreat begins. One of the only times a Hobgoblin will deviate from tried and true combat tactics is if they see an elven opponent on the battlefield. They may break off and attempt to kill the creature by themselves. A Hobgoblin captain activates its leadership feature just before melee combat begins. It buffs every one of its allies' attacks and saving throws by a 1d4. In other respects, it fights as an ordinary Hobgoblin. If an enemy it's fighting retreats, it won't give chase. But if it doesn't have another melee target, it will throw javelins at the retreating enemy. A Hobgoblin warlord will parry an incoming blow, using its parry feature, which adds a +3 to its armor class. On its attack action, it'll use the shield bash, hopefully knocking its opponent down, allowing it to have advantage on its follow-up longsword attack. It will also do this if the opponent has a negative strength modifier, or if one or more of the Hobgoblin warlord's troops will also get an attack on the opponent before he or she can get back up. Otherwise, it attacks 3 times with its longsword. As I said before, Hobgoblins like to fight in tight-knit military formations. A single Hobgoblin captain or Hobgoblin warlord will be attached to any one of these main melee groups. Any additional Hobgoblin captains will be attached to other groups, 1 captain per group. In conclusion, Hobgoblins are tough, strategically minded creatures. They'll use advanced maneuvers in combat, and if they're overmatched, will have a strategy for retreat. They have no real physical weaknesses and are intelligent enough to do reconnaissance. Using their abilities to your advantage will make sure that you create an encounter that is both challenging and fun for both you and your player characters.
Make sure you check out the comments section in today's video. I've posted a short clip down there explaining how I got that black eye a couple of weeks ago.
And don't forget to learn more about D&D and other Dungeons and Dragons related stuff. Start now by hitting the round subscribe icon so that you don't miss a thing. I'm Evan, and I'll see you all next Monster Monday.